It's like Brian Flores free agent connections. All right, welcome back to another episode of Onebar and Lupagus Show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. And you know what? Brian Flores is coming in, so it only makes sense to talk about his connections of players he could possibly bring with him.
Absolutely. Coaches love their own players they're familiar with. Before we start dropping names, be sure to hit up That's Badass What Art and drop hashtag badass in the comments. Your chance to win a couple of pieces from Badass What Art. Look at that one. That's a nice looking Vikings bottle opener. Open up your lift bridges with that thing. How delicious would that be? And also, don't forget, look at that one too. Wow, there's so many. Don't forget to subscribe. We're almost to 8,800, and it feels
hit that sub button. Let's go. Come on. We know you're watching. You're like, I don't know if I should do it. Do it.
Hit it, caress it, twist it, whatever you gotta do.
No, just you gotta do that. You just gotta hit the button. Hit the button. But before we get into this, we got like 6. I mean, we're not gonna sit and break down every single player, but all these guys are free agents. They have connections to Brian Flores, whether it was Miami, whether it was Pittsburgh, little New England trickled in here. But, it seems like this is a topic every time we get something. Ed Donato, Mike Zimmer, Kevin O'Connor's like, oh, they're surely going to bring some guys with them. It's actually pretty rare they do.
Well, I mean, Kevin O'Connell did. Johnny Munt was his boy from L.A. He came over, and even like the guys they signed that with Javon Brentley, the guy they got in the off the street there, he had some Rams connections. So maybe it doesn't happen right away in free agency, but when they bring guys in, they usually know him from somewhere. And Kwesi's brought in a bunch of guys that he's familiar with back in.
All right. Well, these are a little bit bigger names, so hopefully some of these guys come in. So let's just splash it out there, and they're in no particular order. As you can see, their age. I threw in their PFF score just for the hell of it because we're not going to be breaking it down. Take that for what it is. But the first man, defensive line. We know our defensive line is a serious issue.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Larry Ogunjobi.
Yeah, and I think there's two things you got to factor in here. Not only the Flores connection, but also are they one of Kwesi's guys? He looks at the second contract kind of guys, the guys he can be had at a bargain. Larry Ogunjobi, 28 years old, so maybe he's a little bit older than Kwesi would want, but been very, very productive, and that's my biggest concern. I mean, other than the cornerback depth, is just this front line. I mean, are we going to lose Delvin Tomlinson? We got Harrison Phillips. I want somebody there, whether it comes in draft or free agency. So if we got Larry Ogunjobi, I'd be very, very excited about that.
Yeah, I always go to their blogs as far as whether or not, or blogs or the Twitter accounts to see what they say about these guys. And Ogunjobi, it seems to be a little mixed bag there for Steelers fans as far as if they want him back or not. It was a heavy price tag. He didn't put up the numbers that they were expecting sack-wise, but overall it seems like they want him back. He'll probably be fairly non-cheap. But this one comes down to what they do with Delvin Tomlinson.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've kind of just assumed he's gone, which I don't know if it's fair or not, but that's just what I have my heart set and mindset at.
Yeah, so only 28 years old. Not too shabby. Had some big years. I know he had a 7.5 sack season before he signed with Pittsburgh. I think he only had like 1 this year. But let's go to the other defensive lineman, Mr. Chris Wormley, 29 years old. Started only 1 game, played in 13. And this is one of the guys, even Bleacher Report put out an article saying he is going to be one of the top sneaky signings. A guy that really has never started, but he's just damn good.
Yeah, and, our D-line, our depth is horrifying. James Lynch, Jonathan Bullard, Cesar Atamueo, that needs to be upgraded. And Chris Wormley, familiar with Flores' system, makes a lot of sense. So why not? He shouldn't be very expensive with that experience. So in 29 years old already, so why not bring this guy in the mix? And definitely, maybe he doesn't start, but at least he really, really upgrades your depth.
He can play inside, he can play outside, and I think he's a guy that's probably looking to start. I think he deserves to start. And you know what? Why not in purple? Why not in purple? Wormley.
All right,
let's go with Devin Bush. And Devin Bush, I think Lupagus and I share the same thing. We just got a mild hard-on for former first-round picks that really didn't start, didn't really do well. And we want them to come here. We want them to all of a sudden just put it all together and get great value. But Devin Bush, still only 24 years old, has really been not good at all with Pittsburgh.
No, I think he's had some injuries, hasn't he? He's not really been fully healthy. But again, former first-round picks, the Vikings took a chance on Jalen Reagor. Not that he was a first-round pick, but Mr. What the hell's his name? He got from Texas, Ross Blacklock as well. high pick. So Vikings are willing to give these high picks second chances. So Devin Bush, to me, he's a real serious name to watch here.
Yeah, the only thing that puts a little bit of water on it is I was reading up on him, and they're saying like he came out this season, he was fired up, he was doing good, and then it just trickled off to the end of the season to the point where Flores or whoever, his snaps like pretty much went away. Like he barely even played in the last couple of games. And I would assume the linebackers coach had a lot to do with that decision.
Yeah, so maybe he isn't one of Flores' guys. Maybe we should get him off this list. Get an eraser.
I don't know. Maybe we have no idea, no clue. But Devin Bush is going to be looking for a 1-year prove-it deal. He's got to. That's his last chance. Nobody's going to put a ton of money at him. And at our depth, I'd love Devin Bush to come here.
I wouldn't. Not for what you said. I don't think Flores would.
Well, let's go to Landon Roberts, inside linebacker, 28 years old.
This one's interesting because correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he in New England before he went to Miami? So hasn't he followed Flores twice already?
He absolutely has. New England, Flores brought him to Miami. He's a rotational guy, but actually started all 17 games and played pretty good.
So is it safe if I just order my Landon Roberts jersey right now?
I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean, that didn't work out for your Thomas DePay jersey at all. Landon Roberts, here's why I like this. Is he's probably not a starter. He's a rotational guy, but when he's out there, he plays decent. He's not like this fantastic player, and he's not going to cost a ton of money. And clearly, Brian Flores loves him.
Yeah, loves him more than anything. Way more than Devin Bush.
That's not confirmed. That is not confirmed. But Roberts is no spring chicken. Well, he's 28 years old. That is not bad. Let's go to the sexy one. The one that everybody wants. The one that's going to cost a ton of money. Cam Sutton, cornerback. Perfect for this defense, this new up-and-coming, hard-nosed defense, Cam Sutton.
Yeah, and, in Flores' system, you got to have a cornerback who can be comfortable on an island, and Sutton has done that. So 3 interceptions, you'd love to see that. 15 games for Pittsburgh in this system. Our system has to be very similar. Yeah, again, the money, that's definitely going to be an issue. I don't know if Vikings bring back Patrick Peterson or not, but Sutton, that does look pretty damn good in purple.
Yeah, he's a great cover corner. He plays outside. He plays inside. He's tough, and he's gonna want tons of money. Cam Sutton, dream scenario. Nick Needham, not so much dreamy, but we definitely need quarterbacks. Tore his ACL this year.
Yeah, again, so he spells his name the right way, and he also, a lot of 26 years old, coming off an ACL. Like you said, this could be one of those value deals, one of these bargain bin guys that Kwesi looks for. Also connected to Flores, so this could be a good match here too, and kind of an underrated signing too. I don't think this one will get a lot of people just going nuts.
No, I don't know. He can play in the slot. It seems like a guy that they can move around. They had some safety injury issues. They put him back at safety, so you can move him around. Depth piece, but Needham, I don't know if I need him. Get it?
Maybe you need turkey.
If it came down to turkey or ham, I'm taking ham.
Ham's more versatile.
It's close. We got 2 more. Yeah. Terrell Edmonds, the former first-round pick that I think we both crapped our pants when he went in round 1. Like, what the hell are they doing? And he's 26 years old, started 15 games, no picks, sacks, 69 PFF.
Nothing against Terrell Edmonds. I just don't think safety's a position they really need to bring in at this point. You got Lewis Seen, you got Josh Metellus. I do think Harrison Smith will come back now. He's a perfect fit for this defense. How much do they blitz from the safety spot? So I don't think they're going to go out and sign a free agent safety, but I could be wrong. But I really don't feel that's a position they're going to target heavily in free agency. I
don't know. Flores seems to really be picky about his safeties. He loves safeties. He's all about safeties. That's what he coached when he was with New England. I think we could actually – I think Hitman is coming back now. But I think all these other guys, I think they're all on the block for sure.
You're forgetting about Lewis Seen.
Well, no, I'm just saying like Josh Metellus.
Metellus played damn well. He's actually a guy I want to see get a longer look.
It's going to be a whole different ball game this year. But Terrell Edmonds, I would be fine not having him. Eric Rowe, though.
Yeah, this is
another guy that's got double connections with Brian Flores. And one of the posts I was reading about him, whether the Dolphins are going to bring him back, made it very clear that Eric Rowe's time in Miami is over.
It's over. It's over. Can he play some corner too? Isn't he kind of a versatile guy?
Yeah, they basically said he does everything you ask him for. He's not a liability, but good luck. Goodbye.
If he's not a liability, it sounds pretty damn good. We've had a lot of corners lately who have been liabilities. So this would be a nice, I think Chen Sullivan comes to mind. So someone like Eric Rowe, who's not a liability, looks pretty damn good right now.
Yeah, Eric Rowe, he's fine. Depth piece. What it's going to be one of the things to keep an eye on, though. I mean, it's not like Brian Flores is our head coach by any means. The Vikings are probably well aware that he's going to be here for 1 year. Do they want to bring in a bunch of guys that all of a sudden he's going to be gone? I mean, it's going to be very curious to see how they tackle this. But one thing's true, is their defense sucked. So bring in whoever. It can't get worse. It really can't.
It really can't get any worse. It's not humanly possible. So, yeah, I think Flores will get at least a couple of his guys. He's not definitely going to get all these or even a handful of them. 1 or 2, I think he'll get. But he must like something with this roster. Otherwise, why would he take the job? He was still in the running for Arizona. So
Daniel Hunter, Zadarius Smith, Harrison Smith. Let's go.
That sounds pretty nice.
Not Devin Bush, probably.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think of these names we dropped. Anybody tickle your fancy more than others? You got anybody else? Any other connections to Flores who's a free agent? Let us know as well. And remember this. On the set of The Princess Bride, Andre the Giant once let out a 16-second fart that brought production to a standstill. The director, Rob Reiner, said, "Andre, are you okay?" Andre replied, "I am now, boss."